This is an isometric inner thigh contraction. We give her a meaningful amount of weight and she lays into it as hard as she can using isometric contraction. Best way to work the inner thighs by far, better than anything going. Now what she'll do is she'll apply force as hard as she can, and she'll find the hardest portion of the exercise in which to stimulate the greatest of all benefits. And basically what's going to happen is the fatigue's going to take over, and she's going to catch as much as she can on the lowering aspect of this movement. And if she can apply in, she'll go in. But she's going to catch everything possible. Forget about Pilates, forget about aerobics, forget about any cardiovascular or ellipticals. This is the maximum beneficial way to do training. Now she's going to automatically start to go inward, trying to keep tension as long as she can until it collapses. This is maximum effort until it is ready to start for the hip abduction. It's a slow separation of her thighs to the widest position. Now she's going to maintain what is called an isometric or static hold. She's got 200 pounds of which to manipulate, but most of it's going to be in a held static position where she's reciprocating that weight load, which is 200 pounds, to the muscles of the outer hip and buttocks region. This is absolutely the finest way to work those areas to get the best results. Again, she's not using a series of movements, she's doing isometric contractions, which will immediately tell you where you're at. Many of you are probably wondering, how do we use to measure? Well, the measuring is done with a stopwatch, and we use a time. It's not how many you get, it's how you do it and how hard you do it. And we time that from start to finish. So she is applying force as hard as she can, keeping the weight from crashing down to the weight stack. She's going to get everything possible to the working muscles, and then she's going to move on when she's done. This is another isometric contraction done on a nitro nautilus pullover. She's going to sit back as well as she can, and she's going to, this one works the abdominals phenomenally along with the other upper torso muscles, including the arms. She's going to hang on to 95 pounds of load there as long as you can. This is a demonstration of a high level technique, maximizing. She's going to pull 100% of her effort into this exercise, this upper torso exercise. She's going to just apply force as hard as she can. Remember that she's starting to become fatigued, but she's going to apply force and keep trying to move that bar downward. And I'm going to go in and unload her at the end of the set. As the camera's telling me, she's about 1:30 under load. Keep up as long as you can. Stay there. Nautilus 2ST chest press. She'll do dynamic action until she can no longer do slow dynamics. Nice and smooth. She dictates the speed as long as it's not too fast or too slow. She knows exactly what needs to be done. She knows exactly when the last possible repetition needs to be performed. She'll apply force until there's nothing left. And there she puts the read on it. She understands there's no more coming out, so she can apply where she can in stages that she dictates. Not predetermined, but she dictates the stages of application. High intensity, 100% of what she has, until there's nothing. This is just training as hard as she can within the constraints of safety and maximum meaningful application of tension. She'll manipulate this load and keep it where it is for as long as she can, and she'll apply to every degree that's available to her during the set. This is a phenomenal set. She is applying almost 2 minutes under load, which is maximal, which matches her perfectly. Every last degree of effort placed into it until it literally fails, fatigues. Classic dumbbell pullover. I suspect the dumbbell she's using right now was made in the 1920s, but regardless of the tool used, not necessarily the tool, but it's a said use of the tool, so she's going to manipulate this load. Also, another excellent abdominal exercise in accordance with working other muscles. Direct abdominal work is overrated. It's neither necessary nor desirable. Working it this way is more effective, regardless of what the said experts say. She's reading her ability to produce force as efficiently, as cleanly, as effectively as she can. Now she's finding a spot that she can really benefit from, where she's not resting. All action with none of the problems. Now she's in a perfect zone where if you did that alone, that area by itself, you wouldn't believe the difference in the action that you get holding a dumbbell in that position right there. She's going to work it until the muscles can no longer produce force against the given dumbbell.